Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, it's Dave and Jim. We're in between games, and the Carterville cheerleaders who qualified and went to state and finished 9th at the state championship are going to do their routine from that game. And so that's what's going on. They're getting announced right now, just so you'll know what's happening. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.
It's going to be a packed house tonight.
Looks like it. Are we ready on your end when the girls get done? Are you getting the YouTube feed? Yeah, if you can see if you're getting it. It's Pinckneyville, the @ Carterville. Good. Good deal. You got the ick?
Yeah, a little bit, not much. My back, I moved some wood last night, and my lower back this morning. I didn't know if I was going to make it today.
Did you go to work?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, our game is Wednesday night.
Yeah, not Tuesday.
I don't know if you saw, but last night we played, the girls played that #1 team. Man, they put the hammer on us.
Oh, they're good.
They were so awesome.
That girl in the middle is
everything
to write home about, let me tell you.
Macklin, she was impressive. But, you know, but the thing is, as good as she was, she had shooters around her they just buried. They buried the three. If they had an open shot, man, they made it. It was an impressive win. And we couldn't hit anything. How are you? Doing all right?
Yeah.
Next week, is this weekend? Tomorrow night.
We'll sit up at 10 tonight.
What's that?
We're going to sit on the bandstand at 10 o'clock tonight.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, good luck.
Got to wait till bingo's over. That's holy sick. That's like take off your shoes mode.
Sure. Good luck. So we're just a couple of minutes away from starting the clock here between games.
I was talking to the Pinckneyville announcers a few minutes ago.
Let's go on and Adam, let's go on and well, hang on. I thought they were only going to put 5 seconds on or 5 minutes on the clock. And are we, Adam, the station's joined, ready to go?
Did you bring some of them cough drops?
Yeah.
Well, I might need them.
There's just a couple in there, I think. Maybe one. Okay. As soon as they roll the clock, we'll get going. Let's go. Roll the pregame. Roll the pregame. Yeah.
See what I rolled up.
Good evening, everybody. Finally, a home game for the Carterville Lions tonight as the Pinckneyville Panthers roll into the arena, and we are ready to bring you Carterville Lions basketball this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. And my partner Jim Sislagi is here. When I was looking, going back, getting ready for today, I couldn't believe it was January 5th when we traveled to Pinckneyville and played them the first time.
Yeah, the first time that the Lions played them up there on January 5th, they didn't play very well. And Pinckneyville played outstanding. And, they just handed the Lions a butt whipping.
It was back on January 5th, right after the Christmas break, that Carterville traveled to Pinckneyville. And it wound up being a pretty good beating that the Lions took that night, 58-35. And, just a tough game as Carterville. This is how tough it was. And it didn't really dawn on me until I was looking at the numbers. Austin Swalls, who averages almost 22 points a game, had 8 points against Pinckneyville.
Well, Pinckneyville plays great defense. Tonight's going to be a hard game for Austin Swalls to get points in tonight's game. So the Lions are going to have to play really well together as a team. But there's one different tonight, Dave.
What's that?
I wasn't at that Pinckneyville game, but
oh, that's right.
I'm here.
That is
and
exactly
I'm bringing
right.
My
you brought
game.
the luck, and I'm still clean shaven.
And you're still
We're
clean.
undefeated since I shaved.
That's right.
And so it's
let's see what happens.
It's a big ball game. This Lions broadcast, it is brought to you by the Bank of Carterville's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale offers a variety of business and personal banking services, including checking accounts, online banking, and mobile banking. For more information, stop by the Carterville Banking Center or visit the website at tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. If you were listening online, you can do that at 1340 AM on the AM dial, but you can also listen on WJPF, or we are broadcasting on YouTube once again tonight from our perch here in the corner at Carterville. Just go to YouTube and search Pinckneyville at Carterville. Pinckneyville at Carterville. That is the link to go to, and apologize, I put out a link earlier today for the game, but for some reason it didn't connect, so I had to set up another broadcast, so we'll just have to make do with this. It's Carterville at Pinckneyville, and you can watch and listen as we go through the game here today. Pinckneyville comes into this game this evening 22-6 on the season, 8-1 in the conference. They are the conference leaders, and man, Carterville is just like a game away from where this could have been. If we hadn't lost at Nashville, we could be playing for a conference championship.
Yeah, the Lions could be playing for a conference championship is correct, but the Lions can be the spoiler too.
That's right.
So tonight, the Lions can be the spoiler.
Carterville comes into tonight's action an 18-9 record on the season. And the last time you heard from Jim and I, we were at Harrisburg, and that was on Tuesday night, and Carterville comes away with an impressive 77-70 overtime win over the Harrisburg Bulldogs. Austin Swalls pours in 34. You had Brennan Beasley that had 17, and Taylor Heil that had 11. And the thing that I took away from that is the Lions are kind of getting back to where they were early in the season, but this is exactly what Coach David Brown has preached all season long. He wants to be peaking at the right time. And right now, there's not any reason to believe that they're not.
No, they played extremely well at Harrisburg. And let me tell you, that Harrisburg ball club is a very good club. They're young. They're only going to get a lot better the next couple of years. But I'm with you. I think the Lions went through, their little spell where they didn't play basketball very well. And I think that we're starting to see them get back on track because they did it down in Massac. They played an extremely great second half to get a win down in Massac, and that's a tough place to play anyway. Then you go over there to Harrisburg in another hostile environment, and you get a big win there. I really like how the Lions are playing right now. So you got a couple of games left. This is one of the hottest teams in Southern Illinois. Pinckneyville is. Tomorrow night when they play Heron, there's probably the second hottest team in Southern Illinois. They've won something like 11 out of 13 ball games or 14 games. And, the only thing we did Tuesday night was when we beat Harrisburg, we just made Harrisburg mad because Heron goes to Harrisburg tonight.
Well, that's all right.
Well, Murph said to me, he goes, hey, thanks for making them mad.
Yeah.
I said, hey, appreciate it. We wanted to get a win. Just go down there and win. You can do it.
Well, you talk about streaks when you look at where Carterville is. Carterville Lions a winner 7 of their last 9, 4 of their last 5. And it really started, man, that Massac County game was such an impressive win. Right before, the night before, a big 56-38 win over AJ. Then they go to Massac and won 73-64. And then they come back, and man, that Nashville game is stuck right there in the middle. And when you have a basketball team that you face where they hit 7.
But what you have to take away from that ball game is when the Lions were down 26 points, they clawed their way back into the ball game, got within 9 points at the end of the third quarter. Okay, that's what you have to take away from the game. You can't sit there and go, well, they ended up getting beat by 16 points. Okay, big deal. But when you have a team that shoots like Nashville did in that ball game, you're not going to beat them. But you got to take your hat off to the Lions because they clawed their way back. They showed that they can come from behind and get back into the ball game. They just ran out of gas. That's the only thing.
We are going to take a break. Moments ago, I had a chance to talk to head coach David Brown, and when we come back, we're going to hear from the Carterville Lions coach, and then we'll get right into looking at the lineups for tonight's game. Thank you so much for listening on Newsradio WJPF 1340 AM, listening to us on WJPF.com, and make sure that you head over to the YouTube. You can watch and listen to the game. Just search Pinckneyville at Carterville. You'll find the feed. It's live. It's tied in with the broadcast, and it's looking pretty good from our perch here. You're listening to Lions basketball on Newsradio WJPF. Can you give us some programming? Adam, do 90 seconds, coach, and then bring it straight to us after coach. Back here in Carterville, Dave McKenzie along with Jim Soslagi, and we are just moments away from tip-off here, Jim. Tonight, the cheerleaders, they have the dancers out there with them, and I think they're going to perform at halftime. But on the floor, as far as basketball-wise, Coach Brown, I mean, you know he wants to win them all, but he really kind of has that revenge factor tonight.
Well, I think it's because of the way that, Pinckneyville pretty well handled the Lions up there on January the 5th. And, any coach, I can tell you right now, when you get throttled, it sticks in your mind and you want a little bit of revenge. And I'll be honest with you, if we were playing Nashville next week or tomorrow night, he would be saying the exact same thing because the way Nashville handled the Lions up there, with their hot shooting. So, I mean, I can see his point. I see where he's coming from.
Absolutely. And when you look at the starting lineup for Pinckneyville, and we look back at the previous game back on January 5th, J.C. Mole, who's the starter at guard, 5'8" sophomore, he had 7 points in the game. You had Jackson Brand that wound up with 1 bucket. Grant Jostle with 9, but it was Clayton Hoagland and Sam Simpson that really kind of put the hammer on the Lions as Hoagland winds up with 22 in the game, and Simpson wound up with 16 in the game. But here's the thing, and like I said in the interview, we match up pretty good with Pinckneyville.
Well, Pinckneyville's known for patience, execution, and good defense. That's what Pinckneyville's known for, and that's what it's always been known for. It's a basketball town from day one. I don't know if when they have babies come out, the first thing they do is give them a basketball, and because I mean that's the way it's always
seriously,
been.
That's how it is in Pinckneyville.
That's it. They live, breathe, and think basketball in Pinckneyville.
Yep, exactly. How football is in Carterville, that's how they think about basketball in Pinckneyville. You are correct. We are just moments away from the national anthem and the starting lineups, and we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we will have the starting lineup for your Carterville Lions. Again, thank you for listening on 1340 AM, online at WJPF.com, and on our YouTube feed. Just go to Pinckneyville at Carterville with the @ sign, Pinckneyville at Carterville, and you'll get the live feed with the radio broadcast all together. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with the tip-off for Lions basketball on Newsradio WJPF. Adam, keep it till I tell you to bring it back. We're doing anthem now. 90 seconds plus, probably. Hey, Adam, are you getting a chirping sound from us? Okay. It chirped coming back at us a couple of times, and I didn't know if it was over the line. Okay, we're good. Everybody watching online, thank you. Anthem is next. One more, and that's it. We are back in Carterville on a Friday night for high school basketball as the Pinckneyville Panthers, with their 22-6 record, 8-1 record in the conference, roll into Carterville, and they are being announced right now. They're going to go with J.C. Mole, Jackson Brand, Grant Jossel, Hayden Carter, and Clayton Hoagland this evening. And for your Carterville Lions, Coach David Brown and the Lions, the same lineup that they used at Harrisburg on Tuesday night with Brennan Beasley. You also have Blake Jackson, Justin Johnson, Taylor Heil, and, of course, Austin Swells, who comes into tonight's action averaging just over 21 points a game. He had 34 at Harrisburg. And the difference between Austin Swells early in the season to right now is what?
Well, he's going down inside and he's posting up more, and he's actually penetrating and hitting a lot more mid-range jumpers. That's something he didn't do early in the season. He was successful early in the season shooting the long ball, shooting threes, but his game has changed in the last 13 ball games. So it's a whole new Austin Swells now.
And it's really been good. And when you kick it out, Brennan Beasley, he's probably averaged 13 points a game. Taylor Heil had a great game the other night, wound up with 11 points. But, as important as the points were, he had huge rebounds in that overtime period.
Well, he's going to have huge rebounds tonight. I think that Pinckneyville's probably going to come out and say, hey, listen, Austin Swells, you scored 8 points against us on January the 5th. You're not going to get 8 points tonight. I think Swells has to score 20-plus in order for the Lions to have an opportunity to win this ball game.
Also, the key has been defensively for the Lions. They have to be able to get into the flow of the game early, and Coach David Brown has accomplished that the last couple of games by going to a press early on, getting the blood pumping, getting them out on the point, forcing the action in the other end of the floor.
Yeah, well, you heard him say that when the Lions played the Rangers, when they played Benton Rangers, and they came out really slow, and the Rangers built a little bit of a lead against them. He said in that ball game right there, he's going to change some things, and he started doing it then. And then the Nashville game, he started picking things up more at the beginning of the game. So it's progressed every game. So now let's see how he tackles this Pinckneyville ball club tonight, because the Lions can definitely be the spoiler.
They can be the spoiler. That's what we need to see this evening. Carterville with their 18-9 record, and as we said, winners of 7 of the last 9, 4 of their last 5, and they are really starting to play some good ball. Starting to see some things that we saw early on from the Lions, but it's a different team when we talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, they're all just kind of feeding off of each other, and that's what you have to do. They're being unselfish with the basketball now.
Thanks to everybody for listening and watching this evening, and we are ready. The officials are checking to make sure everybody is good. Great crowd, nice crowd from Pinckneyville, nice hometown crowd for your Lions, and the Carterville Lions, they control the tip. Here we go, Lions basketball on Newsradio WJPF. Beasley across the timeline, full of pressure being applied by the Pinckneyville Panthers. He is over on the top of the key, fires it to Swells from 3, in, out, no good. That rebound comes off to Hayden Carter, and Pinckneyville heads the other way. They're moving right to left in the road blues with the dark blue lettering. Of course, Carterville in the home whites. The 6th home game for the Lions so far this season. Pinckneyville with the basketball in the front court. That's Mole with the basketball. Hands it off to Jossel. Jossel, top of the key, left wing to Mole. Works it into the paint. That is Hoagland. Hoagland bangs into Taylor Heil and gets the travel call turnover on Pinckneyville. That's nice to see.
Well, Hoagland tried to bang into Heil to get a foul, and he shuffled those feet and did a little tippy-toe dance.
No score, 7 minutes on the clock here. Beasley into the front court, top of the key, works it over to Austin Swalls. To the left wing, Blake Jackson cuts across. Beasley from the right baseline fires, no good. Rebound goes off to Pinckneyville. Jostle into the front court for the Panthers. Gives it to Carter between the circles, works it to the left side, back to Brand, and then 4-3 for Pinckneyville. That was Carter, no good, and the rebound comes off to Austin Swalls. Quickly into the front court, drives the lane. Little floater is good for Austin Swalls. That's a nice start for your Carterville Lions.
Well, finally the Lions got away from shooting the three. First 2 shots were threes. Swalls takes the ball to the bucket.
Pinckneyville into the front court. That is Carter, top of the key, right side to J.C. Mull on the right wing. Work it into Hoagland. Hoagland underneath the basket, nothing there. Nice job defensively by Heil, but the 3 ball from Mull is no good, and the Lions get the rebound into the front court once again. Justin Johnson tries to get Taylor Heil. They turn it over. It's going to go the other way. Quickly, Mull, and his shot is blocked by Austin Swalls. He comes swooping in from nowhere. That was sweet by Swalls.
Well, folks, if you can be watching this game on YouTube, you just saw a monster block from Austin Swalls.
He did. He came from the right side of the line and just swatted it away. And a nice job by Swalls. Pinckneyville with the basketball. Mole, top of the key, steps to the free throw line, kicks it out to Carter. Carter on the right wing to Brand. They work it left side. Swing pass over to Carter. Carter is guarded by Jackson. He fires from the free throw line, and that is good. He is on the board for the first time. We're all tied at 2.
Well, Panthers are 1 for 4 from the floor. Lions are 1 for 3.
Into the front court, Brennan Beasley with the basketball between the circles, guarded by J.C. Mole. And we have a foul on Taylor Heil.
No, it's going to be on Brand.
On Brand, sorry.
Brand was holding Austin Swalls coming around the pick. He was kind of grabbing his shirt. You know, Swalls is trying to be real active on the offensive end.
Carterville basketball. Swalls is going to trigger the inbounds. Need to hurry. The ball is tipped. It's off of Pinckneyville. That is off of Hoagland, and it's going to be Carterville basketball.
The Lions always seem like they've had trouble trying to get the basketball in all season long. This is a game they don't need to try to have trouble.
Yep. So we'll try once again. Man, and even at Harrisburg the other night, it seems like it just was really exaggerated trying to get the ball in. And you got to give credit to defense, but you got to be able to get the ball in. Throw it into the backcourt. That's what we've done early in the season, but they haven't done that here lately. Carterville basketball. Beasley hands it to Swalls, cuts across the free throw lane, and they're calling Austin Swalls with the foul. Put his shoulder down as he drove that lane, and that's his first foul, and that is the first team foul now on your Carterville Lions.
That's the second turnover on the Lions in this first quarter.
Pinckneyville basketball. J.C. Mull wearing number 11 for the Pinckneyville Panthers, steps across the timeline, works it over to Kyle Luke. Luke with the basketball, left-hand dribble, top of the key, over to J.C. Mull, over to, that is Clayton Hoagland. On the right wing, back to Mull. They work it to the left side now to Jostle. Jostle, top of the key, over to Hoagland. Hoagland spin move into paint, and they are going to call a second foul now on Austin Swalls, and that's 2 now on Austin, and a second team foul on the Lions.
Well, Hoagland was out of control. I don't know how the official could make that call, but he was totally out of control.
So Austin Swalls with 2 early fouls, just under 3 minutes left in the off the clock here in the first quarter. And checking in is Eklund as the shot from Hoagland is no good. Carterville gets the rebound. Beasley brings it into the front court. Justin Johnson on the right wing. Back to Beasley. Lions moving left to right here at home this evening. And works it back over between the circles. Brennan Beasley with the ball. Justin Johnson, right wing. Man-to-man pressure by the Pinckneyville Panthers. Johnson gives it to Blake Jackson. Jackson between the circles, top of the key. He's guarded by Luke. Gives it to Beasley, and we have a turnover on Beasley as he took a step when he got the ball.
Well, the Lions are really being patient. They're going to have to be patient with Swalls sitting over on the bench. They need to run this offense through and through.
Jacob Eklund checked in for Austin Swalls. So it's Pinckneyville basketball. We're all tied at 2, just over 4 minutes. on the clock here in the first quarter. Pinckneyville ball. Hoagland, top of the key, over to Luke. He drives the bucket. His shot's no good. Hits the floor. It goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it's Carterville basketball. Great defense being played by Carterville underneath the bucket right now.
Well, it's good defense. Heil gets a big block on that drive.
So it's Carterville basketball. Turnover. That was a turnover on Pinckneyville. That's 2 early on here. Johnson with the basketball. Now Blake Jackson, left wing. Looks to get it inside. Back to JJ. He's going to walk it across the top of the circle. Left-hand dribble. Gives to Blake Jackson. Jackson takes it to the free throw lane. Gives it to Beasley. Beasley cuts down the lane. Kicks it off to Eklund, but Beasley is called for another travel. That's 4 now. 4 turnovers on the Carterville Lions.
Well, Beasley shuffled his feet right before he passed the ball to Eklund.
Mole comes across the timeline for the Panthers. Top of the key. Over to the far side. That is Kyle Luke with the ball. Now into the game, Sam Simpson, who in the last game had 16 points against the Lions. Works it to Jostle. Jostle to Mole. Top of the key. Comes down the left side of the lane. He's hit and pulled down from behind. No foul. It's Hoagland that has his drive blocked, but it's Simpson that gathers it in, and he banks it home. It is 4-2 now, Pinckneyville, and he gets fouled.
Well, I tell you what, both teams are playing extremely hard.
Foul is on Blake Jackson. That's his first. It's a third-team foul, and the free throw from Simpson is no good. Carterville basketball. Beasley steps across the timeline. Works it to Justin Johnson between the circles. Now Taylor Heil comes out high. And Beasley fires from the top of the key, no good. Nice rebound by Blake Jackson. Carterville's going to reset. Beasley, top of the key, works it around to the right side. Wants the pick from Taylor Heil, gets it. Back over to JJ, Justin Johnson. Blake Jackson takes it to the block, puts the shot up, and they are calling the blocking foul on the Pinckneyville Panthers. Nice drive by Blake Jackson. He's going to shoot 2.
Well, Jackson took the ball to the bucket, and that's what the Lions are going to have to do because they've shot 4 shots so far in this ball game. 3 of them has been from three-point land, only 1 from penetration from Swalls, which was good, but Jackson needs to pick something up.
Blake Jackson's first free throw hits off the back of the iron, no good. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire City of Carterville are proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Jackson's second free throw is good. He gets on the board, and it's 4-3 Pinckneyville, and the ball's tipped away on the inbounds pass. It's going to belong to the Panthers.
It's good to see the Lions pick up the Panthers full court.
So it's going to be Blake Jackson on the point for that pressure, but he backs off, allows Mole the timeline. Pinckneyville into the front court. Kyle Luke, top of the key to Hoagland. He works it over to Mole. He fires from 3, and he buries it from the left wing. He's on the board, and it's a 7-3 Panther lead with 2:15 showing on the clock.
The Lions just need to be patient. Get the ball down inside to the big man.
Beasley works it over to Eklund, gets the baseline drive. Shots blocked by Hoagland, and Pinckneyville the other way. The outlet pass to Simpson, and the ball's stolen and taken by the Lions. They're coming back the other way. Blake Jackson grabbed hold of that. Beasley drives the baseline, puts it up, no good, and Pinckneyville gets the rebound. Mole is hit from behind. That's going to be a foul that is called on Jacob Eklund, his first of the game and the 4th on the Carterville Lions.
Well, the Lions had an opportunity down here, and actually, you know, the penetration by Beasley, he should have maybe just went on and pulled the basketball back out, but he chose to shoot because he thought he was going to get some contact from Hoagland inside, but he backed off on it.
No contact called by the officials. So it's 7-3, 1:45 on the clock here in the first quarter. Pinckneyville basketball, Mole on the left wing, and we've got a foul on the Pinckneyville Panthers.
Well, they knocked Jackson down to the ground trying to set a pick on him.
I guess that was on Grant Jostle. That's his first. And that is the 3rd team foul now on the Panthers. 1:33 showing on the clock. Beasley between the circles, guarded by J.C. Mole. Works it over to Justin Johnson. Johnson on the left wing. Gets it to, wants to get it to Ford, but gets it to, that is Taylor Heil. from the left side. Puts the shot up, bounces around, and it falls. Taylor Heil gets his first points of the game. It is 7-5 Pinckneyville. Pinckneyville into the front courts. They work it to the far side. That is Hoagland. Top of the key, guarded by Heil. Near over to the left wing. That is Hayden Carter with the basketball. Back to Hoagland. Hoagland drives it down the left side of the lane, loses control, goes out of bounds. That should be.
Oh, that went off his leg.
That went off his leg, but they're going to say
the head official should have picked that up right here.
Yep, and but they're going to say it's Pinckneyville basketball, but it went off Hoagland's leg. They inbound it top of the key. That is Jackson Brand over to the right baseline. They're going to work it swing pass over to Hoagland. He fires from three, no good. Rebound, big rebound by Taylor Heil. I like seeing Taylor Heil and Luke Ford on the floor at the same time.
Yeah, it gives a big height advantage to the Lions. Now they need to execute it and take the ball inside to the big fellas.
Work the post. Brennan Beasley, 33 seconds on the clock. Over on the left wing, Justin Johnson with the basketball. Gathers it in. He's guarded by Brand from Pinckneyville. 24 seconds here in the first quarter. Johnson hands it to Jackson, and he is fouled by Jackson Brand of the Pinckneyville Panthers. That's the fourth foul now on Pinckneyville. And it's Carterville basketball. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships, Ike Honda and Ike Volkswagen of Marion, proud supporters of the Carterville Lions. Inbounds pass goes out to Brennan Beasley, top of the key, guarded by J.C. Mole, 14 seconds. Clock is kind of acting funny here. It's doing some extra stuff up there, but there's 5 seconds left in the first quarter. Beasley, right wing, steps back and fires from three, buries it at just before the buzzer, and that gives Carterville an 8-7 lead after the first quarter. We've played one. Stay tuned for second quarter action. You're listening to Lions basketball on Newsradio WJPF. Let's go 60 seconds here, Adam. 60 seconds. Thanks to everybody watching on YouTube. Appreciate it. Shaping up to be a good ball game. Back in Carterville, this Carterville Lions broadcast is brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them today for your Carterville Spirit Wear on West Plaza Drive, now offering in-house embroidery, proudly supporting our hometown Lions. Visit artworkscustomgraphics.com. Pinckneyville in the front court as we start the second quarter. Carterville hit the big three right before the end of the quarter. 8-7 lead for your Lions. Pinckneyville basketball, top of the key. That is Hoagland. Looks for some help inside. Gives it to Mole to the right wing. They work it over to the far side. Hoagland on the left baseline. Top of the key. Mole's going to fire from three. Off the iron, no good. And Justin Parsonale checks in for second quarter action for the Lions. It's an 8-7 lead for Carterville.
Pinckneyville's 1 for 6 from three-point land.
Beasley drops the pass to Blake Jackson on the right, toward the right baseline. He's guarded by Jostle, back top of the key between the circles. Brennan Beasley with the basketball. He takes it over to the left side, gives it to Justin Johnson. Spin move at the free throw line. Hands to Jackson. Jackson between the circles. He takes a drive, dumps it down to Taylor Heil. 15 for Heil. Off the iron, no good. The ball is on the floor, and this is Simpson taking it to the rack, and he's hit from behind, and the ball's tipped away, but there's a foul. That's a good foul on the Carterville Lions right there.
Has a good foul on Beasley. Otherwise, Simpson's got an easy layup, and he's going to get an easy 2 points. But Beasley's going to make him earn it at the free throw line.
It actually looked like he was going to go up and try to throw that one down when he got close.
I don't
see.
think he could have.
As the shot by Simpson, that's his first free throw. That's good. He's got 3 in the game. So we're all tied at 8. Simpson's second free throw is good. 4 for Sam Simpson of the Pinckneyville Panthers. 9-8 Panthers, 6:53 on the clock here in the second quarter. Carterville basketball. Justin Johnson, left wing, works it into JPN. Spin move in the paint. Little floater is good, and he's fouled, or no good, and he's fouled. Justin Parsinelli going to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, just Parsinelli didn't play in the Harrisburg ball game, and he didn't play in the Sparta game, and now he's getting some opportunity. I don't know if he was a little bit under the weather or what, but, you know, it's good to see him back on the floor.
Need him to stay on the floor, too. He's got great moves down in the paint.
As long as he keeps his feet settled, he's got really good moves. Sometimes he shuffles them around.
Justin Parsinelli at the line, hit the first one. Justin Johnson checks out. Checking back in, or checking in for the Lions, is Colt Wilkie. Second one by JPN is good, and that's good. He's got a pair now. It's 10-9, Carterville on top of the Panthers. Pinckneyville into the front court. J.C. Mole on the left wing. That is Simpson. Takes it down to the paint, drops it for Hoagland, and his shot he's able to bank home. Hoagland on the board for Pinckneyville, and it's 11-10 Panthers.
We knew this was going to be a good ball game. It's very physical on the inside.
It was a very physical game at Pinckneyville back on January 5th. Nice drive by Blake Jackson. And we have a foul on the Panthers. Is that going to be on J.C. Mole?
No, I think it's going to be on Simpson, I think.
It is on Simpson.
That's 2 on him.
Need to get him to the bench, if possible. And it looks like he's going to come out as Hayden Carter checks at the scores desk. Blake Jackson misses the first of 2. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. For over 30 years, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions. Visit online at charliesairconditioningandheating.com. Second one from Jackson is up and good. Blake has 2 points. He's 2 for 4 from the free throw line here this evening. All tied at 11, 6:10 on the clock. Pinckneyville into the front court. Mole on the left wing. He works it around, top of the key. Going to take it to the right side. Ball's almost tipped by JPN, but they gather it in. J.C. Mole, left side, that's Cale Jassel in number 10, and Mole in 11. They work it over to Jassel, over to the right baseline. Now firing from 3. That's Grant Jassel. His shot is no good, but he's fouled. And so he's going to be shooting 3 free throws.
Well, Gossel, what he did was he shot the basketball and he held his form, and JPN just kind of backed into him and knocked him down when he tried to box him out. There's a lot of banging between JPN and Gossel down inside, so that might have been a little bit of just a little frustration foul. Well, now the officials, wow.
They're saying it was either before or after the shot. The foul still stands on Justin Parsinelli. That's his first. He needs to stay out. Don't get another one right here. And they do call another foul on the shot. And that is on Beasley. That's his first.
Dave, you're right. That clock is going crazy up here.
It's just kind of flickering around a little bit but it's keeping time as Cale Jossel gets his first point of the game. He had 4 points in the previous meeting back January 5th. Brennan Beasley goes to the sideline.
The Lions are in a little bit of foul trouble.
Beasley has 2 fouls. Also Austin Swalls with 2. Second one was good by Cale Jossel. So it's 13-11, a 2-point lead for the Panthers. 5:40 on the clock. Into the front court. Gavin Zimbro just checking in for Beasley. He's going to run the point for the Lions. The pass over to Colt Wilkie. I think Colt's probably completely healed from that high ankle sprain he had. He's top of the key with the basketball. He's guarded by Cole Jossel. That's Gavin Zimbro. Swings it, walks it around across the top of the key. Gives it to Blake Jackson. He's guarded by Jossel now. It's spin move into the paint. Kick out to Zimbro. He's going to fire from 3 off the back of the iron. No good. Rebounded there by Hayden Carter of the Panthers. So the Panthers into the front court. 5:08 on the clock. They work it to the right baseline. That is Cale Jossel. They bring it near side. J.C. Mole to the top of the key to Kyle Luke. And they work it into Luke. He gets the turnaround jumper. That is good. his first point of the game, seeing the scoring being spread around by Pinckneyville.
Yes.
Blake Jackson over the top of the key. That is Gavin Zimbro. Looks to Coach David Brown for instructions. 15-11, Pinckneyville a 4-point lead. Zimbro trapped down on the right baseline, and we have a timeout called by head coach David Brown. We are going to take a break and pause 30 seconds. It's a 15-11 Pinckneyville lead. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Just 30, Adam. Back in Carterville, Dave McKenzie with Jim Sislagi. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale is proud to be a locally owned and operated community bank. Stop by and visit their professional staff at Carterville Banking Center, located at 200 West Plaza Drive. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Got a score update. Belleville leads Marion after 20-6. AJ 16-14 over Sparta. And Nashville leads DuQuoin at the half, 22-12.
15-11 is where we're at here in Carterville. Pinckneyville on top. 4.5 minutes left in the first half as Carterville throws the ball away. And that's a turnover on Carterville.
That's 5 for the ball game. The Lions, they have Swalls on the bench, Beasley on the bench. They're really going to have to settle down and take care of this basketball.
Pinckneyville into the front court. J.C. Mole, top of the key, leaves it for Hayden Carter to Mole. Between the circles, over to Hoagland, over on the left wing, and then they bring it back and work it the other way as Jostle fires from 3, rebounded by Blake Jackson. Jackson comes across the timeline to the right side, takes it to the hole, dumps it down for JPN, and they are calling that on Blake Jackson on the charge. Didn't know what they were going to call there. That is the second now on Blake Jackson. So you have Jackson, you have Beasley, and you have Austin Swalls, all with 2 fouls each. And we have a timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout called by Coach Bob Wagner of the Pinckneyville Panthers.
Well, the foul on Jackson, I really got to question that foul, Dave, because if you look, the defender was inside. If they'd had the circle on the floor, he would have been inside that circle. And when you're inside that circle, you don't get that charge.
No, you don't. But Pinckneyville foul trouble is what is concerning now for the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, there's a lot of Lions with 2 fouls. And, Austin Swalls has been on the bench since the 4:23 mark of the first quarter, and everybody else is kind of following.
Pinckneyville, they are an aggressive team. They will get on you and put a body on you, and you just have to be careful. Yeah, but
gotta be patient.
Yeah, exactly. So that's part of their game, and you know that going in that's exactly how it's going to be. Pinckneyville basketball into the front court. That is Hoagland, top of the key. J.C. Mole works it into Carter, kicks it back out. Mole's pass is tipped away. Turnover on Pinckneyville into the front court. Colt Wilkie gets it, breaks it to the right baseline, and gets it to Taylor Heil. Into Luke Ford, take it into the paint. Turnaround jumper. He's fouled, and he's going to go to the line. I like seeing that. Work that ball into the post like that.
Hey, very good pass by Heil into Ford inside. Last season, we saw a lot of high-low between James and
the Galax or
Galax.
Yeah, there you go.
Will Gallic. I just had my thought process just went away.
You okay? You locked up there for a second.
I know.
Had to reboot you. Ford hits his first free throw. The second one rims out. 15-12, 3:20 showing on the clock as the ball's tipped into the backcourt by Colt Wilkie. Man, nice defense by Wilkie out on the point. Pressure on J.C. Mole. They work it to Jostle. They work it over to the far side. That's Mole with the basketball. Brings it to Kyle Luke. And then down inside, back to Mole. Right wing, skip pass for Pinckneyville. They're very patient with these long passes as the shot is put up by Pinckneyville's Hoagland. He takes it right to the rack, and he gets the bucket.
Well, I think if you're a Lions fan, you got to feel pretty fortunate to only be 5 down with everybody on the bench in foul trouble.
I completely agree. 2:40 showing on the clock. Carterville basketball. Justin Johnson on the right wing. He's guarded by Mole. Top of the key, between the circle, between the leg dribble, and brings it toward the right side. That's Colt Wilkie, top of the key. Switch on defense. J.C. Mole on Wilkie now. Wilkie at the free throw line. Spin move. Little turnaround jumper. Bounces around. No good. Rebounded by Pinckneyville. And they're into the front court already. Mole, his pass is tipped, and it's turned over. And we have a pushing foul that is being called on J.C. Mole. He's not a happy camper. I thought official was going to take a look at him there. But they don't. That's the 8th team foul now on Pinckneyville. Both teams have 18 fouls.
Well, the Lions have not hit a bucket from the floor yet in this quarter. They've only have 3 shots in this quarter, but they've been to the free throw line six times, and they're 4 for 6.
Colt Wilkie is at the line, shooting on one in the bonus, misses the front end, and we have a foul that is called on Carterville's Luke Ford as he gets into the back of the Pinckneyville player, the 9th team foul. So Pinckneyville's going to go down and shoot the 1 and 1.
And Pinckneyville's 4 for 4 from the free throw line in this quarter, 3 for 5 from the floor. That's why they have a 5-point lead right now.
17-12 with 2:12 showing on the clock. I finally figured out the scoreboard. It's this side to the south that is having issues as the first free throw by Hoagland is good. He's got 5 now in the game for the Panthers. Looks like this side is okay on the left. Thanks for listening to Lions Basketball on Newsradio WJPF, or if you're watching online at YouTube, you can go and search Pinckneyville at Carterville. Use the @ sign, and you can watch and listen online on YouTube. 7-point lead for Pinckneyville. Carterville basketball. Justin Johnson toward the right wing. Works it over to Taylor Heil. Top of the key. Over to Colt Wilkie. Between the circles. He's guarded by Jostle as the shot is put up by Heil. No good. Rebound comes off to Pinckneyville's Hayden Carter. He brings it across the timeline. Works it over to Kyle Luke, and then to the right wing. Back to Luke. They work it left side, and a travel turnover on the Pinckneyville Panthers. Carterville basketball.
Well, if the Lions can just, if they can keep this under 10 points at halftime.
Got to like their chances.
You really got to like their chances with Swalls, Beasley, and Jackson all on the bench.
With only 2 fouls at the half. So Justin Johnson has it between the circles. These guys have done a nice job hanging here. Johnson to the right wing, wants to get it into Ford, does. Ford gets his man, kicks it back out to Johnson. Trying again, bring it back over here. Here's Colt Wilkie toward the left wing, takes a drive down the lane, dumps it to Ford, but he travels on the pass, and it's going to be another turnover on Carterville.
And that's 7 turnovers on the Lions in this first half. Pinckneyville has 6.
So we have 1:11 showing on the clock, the 7-point Panther lead. J.C. Mole looks back toward Coach Robert Wagner, gets instructions, and it's Mole now on the left wing. That is Hoagland firing from 3 off the front of the iron. Nice rebound by Taylor Heil. The ball comes off to Wilkie. He wasn't really looking, but he gathers it in. Zimbro into Heil. At the paint, puts the shot up. Turnaround jumper, no good. They're going to say it's off the Carterville Lions, so it's going to be Pinckneyville basketball.
The Lions are 0 for 5 from the floor. They've had 3 opportunities down inside, about 6 foot out, and can't get them to fall.
Pinckneyville going to slow it down. Makes you wonder if they're going to wait for the last shot. 37 seconds showing here in the first half. It's a 7-point lead for the Pinckneyville Panthers. 30 seconds now on the clock. They work it around, top of the key, Mole. Carterville doesn't come out across the hash, so they can stay. Mole can just stand there and hold it. 18 seconds, 15 seconds, 13 seconds on the clock. Now the pressure picks up. That is Carter over at the free throw line. Gives it to Jostle. He drives the baseline, and we've got a foul on the Carterville Lions. It's going to be called on Luke Ford. So now Carterville has 4 players with 2 fouls here in the first half. Luke Ford joins Brennan Beasley, Austin Swalls, and Blake Jackson in the 2-foul club as the free throw by Grant Jostle is good. That's his first point of the game. It's a 8-point lead now, 7.5 left in the first half.
Well, Coach Brown's taking a big chance. He just brought back into the game Beasley, Jackson, and Swalls for offensive purposes, but you only having 7.6 seconds left. I hope nothing goes crazy.
Hopefully you can get the big shot here as the clock winds down. The second one by Jostle is good. He's got 2. Brennan Beasley steps across the timeline, 3 seconds. He drives the lane, puts up the floater. It's no good. No foul called, and that's how we end the second quarter. It is 21-12. Pinckneyville on top of the Carterville Lions. We are going to be back with your halftime show, and it's a 8-point lead now for the Lions, for the Panthers, and we'll be back with more here on the halftime show. You're listening to Lions basketball on Newsradio WJPF. Let's go. 90 seconds here, Adam. 90 seconds, please. Everybody on YouTube, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying the game. Back in Carterville on a Friday night for high school basketball action where we're at the half and the Pinckneyville Panthers lead your Carterville Lions 21-12. And I guess if we were to break down the first half, it's foul trouble for the Carterville Lions.
Well, you had Swalls with 2 fouls at the 4:23 mark of the first quarter, so he set the bench the rest of the first quarter and all of the second quarter. Beasley goes out in the second quarter. Jackson goes out in the second quarter. Ford goes out in the second quarter. So the Lions are in a little bit of trouble, but the good thing about it is the Lions are only 9 points down at halftime, 21-12, and you had all those guys sitting on the bench. So you got to feel pretty good.
At the half, when they played in the first game, Carterville was down 33-14. They'd only hung 14 points on the board. And so I'm pretty optimistic about this. It could have been a whole lot worse. Pinckneyville could have a bigger lead. And now we're going to get the starters back on the floor to start the second half. And Carterville's got a chance to get right back in this. Not that they're out that far. It's the 8-point lead, or the 9-point lead rather. But Carterville's got an opportunity to climb right back in this game. If you look at the scoring here this evening for the Pinckneyville Panthers, it is Clayton Hoagland that has 6 points. Sam Simpson has 4. Hayden Carter has 1. Grant Jostle has 2. Kyle Luke has 2. And then you work your way up to Cale Jostle. He's got 2. And J.C. Mole has 3 points for the Pinckneyville Panthers. That gives him their 21 points. 12 points scored by the Lions here at the half. And the leading scorer is really, it's spread around. You have Luke Ford that has 1. Taylor Howell has 2. Carson Alley has 2. Also, Blake Jackson has 2. Swalls has 2. So there's a real opportunity for the scorers of the Carterville Lions to get things going here in the second half.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Now, we'll go over this team stats. Team stats-wise, the Lions are 3 for 14 from the floor for 21%. They did not hit one bucket in the second quarter. They were 0 for 6 from the floor. They were 1 for 5 from three-point land for 20%. Pinckneyville, 6 for 15 for 40%. 1 for 8 from three-point land for 12%. Free throws, the Lions are 5 for 9 from the free throw line. They missed some key free throws in this ball game. Pinckneyville, 8 for 9 from the free throw line. Rebounds, the Lions leading that area 9-7. Of course, Taylor Heil has 4 of the 9 rebounds for the Lions. Turnovers, both teams pretty close. Lions have 7, Pinckneyville has 6. But I think if you're a Pinckneyville fan, or even if you're the coaching staff, you know, Bob Wagner and them down there on the side, you got to feel like, man, Swall's on the bench, Beasley on the bench, Jackson's on the bench, Ford was on the bench, and we've only got a 9-point lead. We couldn't build on that to you know, get to a 15, 16, 17-point lead, because if I'm listening to the ball game and I hear you tell me that, I'm thinking like, man, Pinckneyville must be up by 17. They're only up by 9.
Yeah, exactly. And just not a pretty half for either team. And like you said, Carterville's still hanging in here. Now they'll get all the starters back. Guarantee you they're going to come out in the press right off the get-go, try to force the action, and try to narrow this lead right as quickly as they can.
Well, yeah. Hey, if they come out in the second half like they did against Massac, Nashville, Harrisburg, let me tell you what, Pinckneyville will be wishing they would have really poured it on.
Yep.
Poured it on and expanded that lead, because they'll be behind by 9 points at the end of that third quarter.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center, now offering the convenience of mobile banking. You can stay connected on the go with the Bank of Carbondale's mobile banking app. For more information on the features of mobile banking and how to enroll, visit the website at tboc.com. We're at the half. It's 21-12. Pinckneyville on top of your Carterville Lions. We'll be back in 90 seconds. You're listening to Lions basketball on Newsradio WJPF. What do you need, Adam, for half? Where you at? Okay, we'll take another quick break here right before half. See, you folks on YouTube get to hear the backstory, what's going on behind the scenes. That's Adam back at the station. Does a great job for us. That was a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
We're in Carterville this evening, and update a couple of scores that we have. I don't know if you gave these, Jim, but in the second, Harrisburg on top of Heron, 27-19. Of course, Carterville gets the 77-70 overtime win at Harrisburg Tuesday night.
Yeah, and what a ball game! Just tremendous ball game by both ball clubs. And you know, I already told you, Murph had told me, thanks for just making Harrisburg mad right before they go down there to Harrisburg.
At the half, Centralia on top of Mount Vernon, 29-21. It's 21-12 here in Carterville, and we're going to take another break. And when we come back, both teams are on the floor. They're ready to go. We're going to have second half action. Thank you for listening on AM 1340 on WJPF.com and for watching and listening on YouTube. Pinckneyville at Carterville. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Run him out, buddy. Run him out. Tomorrow's Amy's birthday.
Where are you going?
Well, we can't do a whole lot tomorrow because
The
here.
game.
But Sunday we're gonna.
Located in downtown Carterville. Call 985-2502. Online at charlotteairconditioningandheating.com. Charlotte's Air Conditioning and Heating, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions.
Family Drug Local Health Mart Pharmacy, where their pharmacists take the time to get to know you.
So feel free to come out.
All right, you didn't want to put that over the air because everybody don't demand to be there. I know.
Oops. Back in Carterville for high school basketball Friday night. Pinckneyville, who played just underway, and Justin Johnson hits it from the left wing for the Lions. That's his first bucket of the game, and it is 21-15 Carterville.
Well, that's good penetration by Beasley, whipping the ball on the other side of the court.
Pinckneyville into the front courts. As they work it top of the key, that is Carter. Works it near side to J.C. Mole. Down in the paint to Hoagland. That is turnaround jumper by Hoagland. He's got 8 in the game. It's 23-15.
Ohio's going to have to get him off the box.
Nice give to Heil about 12 feet away. He's able to put it home. 4 now for Taylor Heil. Carterville scored on their first 2 possessions.
Well, that's good ball move by penetration, hitting the open man.
Pinckneyville with the basketball into the front court. This is J.C. Mole. Works it into Hoagland. Hoagland guarded by Jackson. Takes it to the paint. Turnaround jumper's no good. And I think Hoagland's turned an ankle. He's on the floor. Carterville's going to take it the other way to Beasley. He has it on the left wing. Hoagland's limping, coming back. He's finally into the front court. And Johnson fires from 3 and buries it from the left wing. That's huge for the Carterville Lions. And we have a timeout on the floor. Justin Johnson has 6 points. Hoagland is limping to the bench. We have timeout on the floor. And it's a 3-point game now, 23-20. Hoagland comes to the bench. Going to be seen by the trainer just below us here.
Hopefully he's okay. No, you don't ever like to see a young man, the way he hit the ground, it looked like he was a little bit in pain.
Yeah. So it's Pinckneyville basketball, length of the floor to go. Down 3, the Carterville Lions with 6:15 on the clock. Nice little run by Carterville here to start the second half. Pinckneyville into the front court. They work it over to Mole, left wing, top of the key. That is Carter. Pinckneyville very patient. Carter down in the paint. Turnaround jumper, no good. Taylor Howe, what a big rebound. Looks to give it to somebody. Gets it finally to Johnson. And Brennan Beasley is going to take it into the front court. Carterville down 3, 5:47 showing on the clock. Beasley at the right elbow. Looks for some help. Leaves it for Johnson. Left wing, he's going to work it around toward the top of the key. Gives it to Austin Swalls. Loses his dribble, gathers it in. Ball's tipped away. Turnover on the Carterville Lions. The ball quickly comes into the front court. Simpson takes it to the rack. Nice job by Taylor Heil. Got his hands on the ball. Gathers it in. Carterville into the front court. Beasley, step back jumper from 3 off the iron. No good. Ball's tipped by Blake Jackson. Pinckneyville is going to come the other way. What a great defensive stand by Taylor Heil.
Yeah, Taylor Heil, another big block.
as Pinckneyville takes it the length of the floor. That was Jostle that tried the layup, no good. Carterville the other way. Beasley now toward the right wing. Down 3. Carterville needs to settle down just a little bit here. Back this up and set the offense. Gets the pick from Taylor Heil. He's going to fire from 3 again. Boom! There you go, Brennan Beasley. That is 6 now in the game, and we're all tied at 23. Mole takes it to the rack. Blocked by Taylor Heil. Carterville going the other way. Scrolls to the rack. Layup. He's fouled. Woo! What a great run by the Carterville Lions to get back in this.
Well, this place is going crazy. Taylor Heil, in exactly 3 minutes and 20 seconds, he already has 2 blocks, scored 2 points, and 2 defensive rebounds. And, man, the Lions have just fed off of that.
We're all tied at 23. Austin Swalls at the line shooting 2. He hits the first one. He's only got 3 points, but, man, you can see the intensity and the pace picking up by the Lions, and that's what they like having.
Well, the Lions are really fired up right now. They just need to settle down just a little bit so they don't pick up a cheap foul.
Swalls with the second is good. As Pinckneyville has Jackson Brand checking in for J.C. Mole. He comes to the bench for Coach Bob Wagner and the Panthers. With Carterville up to 25-23.
It's a 13-2 run by the Lions.
Pinckneyville into the front court. They work it across the key. That is Grant Jostle. He's guarded by Johnson. They work it over to the far side on the left wing, top of the key to Carter. Carter near side to Sam Simpson. They're going to work it around the perimeter. Nice job by the Lions. They work it down to Simpson. His layup is no good, and there's a foul that is going to be called on the Carterville Lions.
Well, that's a tough break on Heil. The top official made the call. The official standing right on top of the play
didn't blow a whistle.
Did not blow a whistle.
So at the line, Sam Simpson is shooting 2 for Pinckneyville, and he hits the first one. He's got 5 points in the game. Jacob Eklund checks in for the Lions. This Lions broadcast brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire City of Carterville are proud sponsors and supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Is that Hoagland that checked back in? It is.
Yes.
Second one by Simpson. Bounces around and it falls through. 6 now for Sam Simpson. He had 16 in the previous meeting. We got a timeout on the floor that is called by the Pinckneyville Panthers. It's a 30-second timeout. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them today for your Carterville spirit wear on West Plaza Drive, now offering in-house embroidery, proudly supporting the hometown Lions. Offer much more than just apparel. They design logos, brochures, and posters, as well as vinyl signs and decals. Visit online artworkscustomgraphics.com. So it's all tied at 25, 4:19 left here in the third quarter. Carterville on a big run to come back. They were down 9 at the half.
Well, they're 3 for 4 from three-point land, and they're 4 for 5 in the quarter. And they're 2 for 2 from the free throw line, so almost a perfect quarter.
Carterville into the front court. Beasley brings across the timeline. Works it toward the left side, gives it to Swalls. Swalls into the paint, dumps it down to Taylor Heil. He's fouled on the shot and is going to go to the line and shoot 2. I love seeing this game coming out of Taylor Heil tonight.
Well, he's played in a lot of big games this year. He's been a little bit quiet lately, but it just seems like he's jump-started the Lions in this second half.
That's the 13th foul. The foul is called on Hoagland. That is his first as Taylor Heil hits his first free throw. He's got 5 in the game. But his defense has just been unbelievable. 26-25, Carterville on top. Second one by Heil is good. Harrisburg is up 42-32 over Heron in the third, or at the half. That is Simpson from the top of the key. His shot no good. The ball comes off. Pinckneyville controls, and we've got a foul being called on Blake Jackson. That's the third on Jackson, and that's only the second foul on Carterville here in the second half.
Well, Eklund had an opportunity to get the rebound. He should have just grabbed the rebound instead of trying to tip it out, and then Jackson wouldn't have picked up that foul.
Pinckneyville with the basketball. They work it into Grant Jostle. Jostle toward the left wing is going to bring it top of the key. Near side to Jackson Brand. Back over to the left wing. That's Hoagland. And top of the key now to Sam Simpson. Near side, Kyle Luke. Their patient team, Brand fires from 3, and that is good. for Brand. That's his first bucket of the game. He had 2 in the previous meeting. It's 28-27 Pinckneyville.
Hoagland's limping bad. The Lions need to go right at him every time on defense.
Absolutely. Now they're going to get Taylor Heil. Hoagland's not moving at all. He's just standing in the paint. Top of the key. Beasley's going to fire it from 3 off the iron. No good. Comes out top. Austin Swallows gathers it in. Carterville basketball. 3:09 left. That is Taylor Heil. It's on Simpson. The ball's tipped from behind. Gives it to Swallows. Top of the key between the circles. 3 minutes even left here in the third. 1-point lead for the Panthers. Swallows at the free throw line. Dumps it down to Eklund from 15. That's good for Jacob Eklund. He has his first bucket of the game. Carterville back up 1.
They need to go right at Hoagland every single time down the floor.
Into the front court, they bring it. Here is Hoagland. It's on the right wing. He just is not moving at all. And over on the far side, they're going to try and work it here. Now he steps into the paint. Top of the key is Simpson. Over to the far side, that is Jackson Brand on the left wing. Pinckneyville brings it back around. Here is Sam Simpson, right baseline. They find man down low. That is Grant Johnson. Gets the bucket, and he is fouled as well. So he's going to go to the line and shoot the and one.
Pinckneyville's hit their last 10 free throws. They're 10 for 11 in the ball game.
Jacob Eklund is called for the foul. That's his second. So when you look at the foul situation, you have Blake Jackson that has 3. Then you have Eklund, Swalls, Beasley, and Luke Ford, all with 2 fouls for the Carterville Lions. At the line, shooting the and one is Grant Jossel, the 6-foot sophomore. He had 9 points in the previous meeting back on January 5th, and he hits the and one. He's got 9 now here tonight, and it's back to a 2-point lead for the Panthers with 2:18 showing on the clock. Thanks to everybody listening to the Lions broadcast, 1340 AM, JPF.com, or on the YouTube channel this evening. Swalls on the right wing, gives it to Justin Johnson. Going to give it back to Swalls. He stays out on the right wing, gets the pick from Taylor Heil. Looks a little bit more. Top of the key. He's going to fire from the top of the key. That's good. As I think his foot was on the line, so it's a 2-pointer for Swalls. He's got 6 in the game, and Pinckneyville having trouble getting it from the backcourt.
The Lions just need to be careful and not pick up a silly foul.
That's Colt Wilkie out on the press. But Pinckneyville brings it into the front court. J.C. Mole now works it to Sam Simpson. Down into the paint, that is Jossel. His turnaround jumper is good. He's lighting it up now. He's got 7. It's a 2-point lead for the Panthers.
Well, the Lions, it's hard for them to play any defense because the officials has kind of got them in a little bit of foul trouble. It's
Beasley. He steps into a 3-pointer off the front of the iron. Comes up short. Pinckneyville on the run. Here comes Jossel to Kyle Luke. He gets the bucket. He's got 4. It's a 4-point lead now for the Panthers. 1:05 showing on the clock.
And the Panthers have hit their last 4 shots.
Beasley toward the right wing. He's guarded by Cale Jossel. Gives it to Swalls, top of the key, over to Colt Wilkie on the left wing. 54 seconds on the clock, and we have a foul called on the Pinckneyville Panthers. That is on Grant Jossel, his second. So the Panthers have Jackson Brand with 3, Kyle Luke with 3. Now you've got Sam Simpson with 2 and Grant Jossel with 2. 52 seconds on the clock. Carterville basketball down 4, 35-31.
The Lions need to go at Hoagland. He's the one that's injured on the floor.
That is Taylor Heil. He's got Sam Simpson on him. Turnaround jumper from Heil from the elbow is good. He's got 8 in the game. Carterville within 2, 35 seconds on the clock. Into the front court, Sam Simpson, right wing, top of the key. That is Hoagland over to the left side. They're going to work it back. Now Carter, top of the key, between the circles. Cale Jossel, he brings it to Sam Simpson. He's way out top of the 3-point. 20 seconds on the clock. Pinckneyville's going to hold for the last shot. That's Hayden Carter over to Cale Jossel, guarded by Beasley. 10 seconds now as we work our way to the end of the third. That is Hoagland. He tries to run. He does. Takes it to the right block. Spin. Turn around. Good. No good. Put back jumper is good by Sam Simpson just before the buzzer, and that gives Pinckneyville a 37-33 lead here at the end of 3. We're going to pause for 60 seconds. You're listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. Let's go 60 here, buddy. 60. Thanks, everybody on YouTube, for watching tonight. Good ball game. Back in Carterville, this Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Ike family of dealerships, Ike Honda and Ike Volkswagen of Marion, proud supporters of Carterville Lions sports. Pinckneyville basketball, they got the 4-point lead as Sam Simpson hits the putback just before the buzzer, and that is a big foul not called as Grant Jossel elbows Austin Swalls right in the face. Swalls is on the line, no foul called. Swalls is slow getting up. Man, wow. I mean, it wasn't even any doubt. I mean,
no. He took his elbow and actually hit him square dab in the face with the elbow. And I'm telling you, the official standing right on top of it. How you do not make that call is beyond me.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you don't make the call. He swung the elbow.
Wow.
It doesn't matter whether or not it was intentional.
There'll be a frustration foul come off of Austin Swalls.
I don't think so. When he got to the other end, he clapped his hands, said, "Come on, let's go." So 6-point lead for the Panthers. Austin Swalls on the left wing. Works it into Taylor Heil at the left elbow. Back to Swalls. He's going to fire from three. Off the iron. No good. Big rebound by Colt Wilkie. And a foul on the Pinckneyville Panthers. That is Grant Jossel that gets the foul. That's his third. And that's the 15th foul on the Panthers.
Well, if the Lions can pick up another quick foul on Pinckneyville, the next one being the 1-and-1 bonus.
Swalls is going to trigger the inbounds. Looks like he's okay. Man, he took a shot, though. Taylor Heil gives it to Swalls. Swalls dumps it down. That is Johnson that fires from three off the front of the iron. Here come the Panthers the other way. Colt Wilkie out on front. Now Pinckneyville has it. Here is Hoagland near side to Jossel. Jossel works around left-hand dribble. Top of the key, that's J.C. Mole. He's guarded by Beasley. Sam Simpson now between the circles. Looks for some help. Gives it to Jackson Brand. Brand over on the far side to Mole. Now Simpson left baseline. Dribbles, works it down. Nice pass to Hoagland. Hoagland on that bad ankle is able to work it in. He gets the bucket. He's got 10. It's 41-33, Pinckneyville.
Well, Pinckneyville's built an 8-point lead. They've hit their last 6 shots out of 7.
Austin Swalls works it to Taylor Howell. He's going to step into a three-pointer. Off the iron, no good. Pinckneyville controls the tip. And we have a foul on the Carterville Lions as the foul is on Colt Wilkie. That's his first. That is the 4th team foul now on the Carterville Lions.
And Carterville has settled for 4 threes out of the last 5 shots, and they are 0 for 4.
And that's not what's worked for them here lately. So Pinckneyville has the basketball, 6:30 showing on the clock, and the 41-33 lead, the 8-point lead. Pinckneyville's down. We've got a timeout that is called by Coach Robert Wagner of the Pinckneyville Panthers. First he said a 30, but I think it's a full, and that's what it is. We're going to take a break. It's 41-33 Pinckneyville. You're listening to Lions basketball on Newsradio WJPF. 60 seconds, Adam, 60 seconds. Back in Carterville, Dave McKenzie along with Jim Sislagi. Pinckneyville basketball in the front court. J.C. Mole, 6:20 on the clock. here in the fourth quarter, 41-33. That's the lead for the Panthers as Hoagland gets the bucket down low, gets his man in the air, bumps it home. 12 points now for Clayton Hoagland. He had 22 in the first meeting back in January.
And they're 7 for 8 for their last 8 shots, the Panthers are.
Carterville basketball. That's Austin Swalls down to Justin Johnson. Gets the bucket and the foul. That's going to be could be a big three-pointer as Coach Robert Wagner loses his mind here on the Pinckneyville bench. The foul, that is on Pinckneyville. That is on J.C. Mole, the 6th team foul now on Pinckneyville. And Justin Johnson gets the bucket. And he's at the line for the and one. He's got 8 points in the game. 5:57 showing on the clock. Misses the bucket. Tile gets a rebound and gives it back to Johnson, and he takes it home. He's got 10. So Carterville's down 6 now. 5:40 on the clock.
That's a big possession, big rebound by Heil.
He's had some huge ones tonight as Pinckneyville fires from 3, and that is Grant Jossel that buries the three-pointer from the right wing. He's got 10, back to 46-37, 9-point lead for the Panthers.
Pinckneyville is hot.
They are burning up. Swalls on the left wing. Looks to get it to Justin Johnson. Swalls takes it to the hole, puts it up, little runner, no good. And Pinckneyville with the basketball, and now that is the second time Grant Jossel has done that as he hit Taylor. Who is that on the floor? That is Johnson. Hit him right in the face. That's the second time he's done that. Pinckneyville fans aren't happy.
Wow.
Justin Johnson is on his feet, and he's going to go to the line shooting free throws because that put Carterville into the bonus. It's the 4th foul on Jossel. Need him to get the 5th and come out anyway. He's been scoring some points. So Justin Johnson is at the line. He's going to be shooting the 1-and-1. Man, he took another shot. Those elbows were wicked here, both of them. First free throw by Justin Johnson is good. He's got 11 in the game.
Well, there's a difference now the way you do it. If he has the ball underneath his chins with his elbows out and you reach in, that's fine. But he had the ball on his chest and he rotated his elbow up. That's the difference.
Took it high.
Yes.
On both occasions. That's exactly what happened. So Johnson gets the first. Second one by J.J. off the front of the iron. No good. Pinckneyville controls. 46-38, 8-point lead for the Panthers. 5 minutes left in the game. Sam Simpson on the right block. Turnaround jumper, no good. Oh, what a big rebound by Austin Swalls. And we have a jump ball. And that is going to belong to the Carterville Lions. They've got the possession arrow. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville for over 30 years, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions. Visit online, charliesAirConditioningandHeating.com. Carterville basketball, they are down 8, 5 minutes remaining in the ballgame. Austin Swalls, right wing. He's going to step into a three-pointer off the front of the iron. No good. That's not the shot you need to get there.
No, the Lions need to be a lot more patient on offense.
As Pinckneyville has it in the front court. That is Hoagland toward the top of the key. They work it near side to Jackson Brand. And now top of the key back to Carter. Over on the far side, Hoagland. He's guarded by J.J. That is Simpson, top of the key, near side to Carter. Back to Simpson. On the left wing, top of the key, Hoagland for the Panthers, guarded by Johnson. That's a nice job defensively. Jackson gets the tip away, takes it to the hole. Left-hand layup is good by Blake Jackson. He's got 4 in the game. Carterville down 6, 4-14. Full court press by the Carterville Lions. Mole brings across the timeline. He's got an open lane. The left-hand runner is no good, but he's fouled. Foul is going to be on Austin Swalls, and that is going to be the 3rd foul on Austin, and that is the 5th team foul, as J.C. Mole is going to be at the line shooting 2.
There's a final score, Nashville 47, DuQuoin 32.
J.C. Mole at the line shooting 2, 6-point game, Pinckneyville on top. Mole's first free throw bounces out, no good. Fans are really getting into this. The Carterville Lions fans stepping up tonight. Carterville down 6, 4 minutes on the clock. Been a whale of a ball game, Jim.
Oh, it's a great atmosphere, hostile environment. The gym's packed.
Second one, no good, and Austin Swalls gets the rebound. So the foul doesn't hurt the Lions. 3 on Swalls. Carterville with the basketball. Beasley, top of the key, guarded by Mull. Works it over to Swalls on the left wing. Into Taylor Heil at the left elbow. At the free throw line. Takes it out to Beasley. Beasley asks for the pick, gets it. Works it around between the circles. Right-hand dribble. J.C. Mull on him defensively. 3:40 on the clock. The Carterville Lions just need to settle a little bit. That's what they're doing. Swalls now, top of the key for the Lions. That is Blake Jackson. Takes it in the paint, gets a left-hand runner. He's fouled, and he's going to go to the line and shoot 2 as the foul is on the Pinckneyville Panthers on Hayden Carter. That's his first. The 7th team foul now, or excuse me, that's the 8th team foul on Pinckneyville. So Blake Jackson's at the line. It's the first. Blake has 5 points in this game. He had 6 in the previous meeting against the Panthers on the road in Perry County. 5-point lead. Pinckneyville on top. 3:30 here in the game. Second one by Jackson. No good. Ball's tipped around, but it's controlled by Hoagland of Pinckneyville. So he gives it to Brand has a double team from Carterville, but he gets it to Mull. They bring it across the timeline. Now here's Sam Simpson on the right wing. Top of the key to Brand. Brand to the left side. J.C. Mull guarded by Blake Jackson. Sam Simpson now baseline. Back to Brand. Back to Carter. And it's Mull that takes it inside the three-point line. Pinckneyville going to show some patience. They want to run the clock. A 5-point lead. Top of the key. That is Mull. Now with Brand. Jackson Brand. Taylor Heil steps out to guard Sam Simpson. Back to Brand. 2:50 on the clock. 5-point lead for the Panthers. Simpson, right left wing. Now Brand. Brand with the ball now for the Panthers. Guarded by Beasley. Carterville comes out a little higher on the press. 2:35 on the clock. 2:35. 5-point lead. Good patience being shown by the Panthers here. Trying to run the clock down. That's the elbows that get in trouble. But it's Sam Simpson now. Top of the key. Jackson Brand with the basketball. Guarded by Beasley. Over on the far side, Hoagland comes out. Now Simpson. And now they've had possession now for about a minute on this possession. Don't reach in and foul. Pinckneyville basketball. They're going to have to get aggressive there. No foul called. Ball's on the floor. Pinckneyville's Simpson has it. We have a timeout called by Robert Wagner of Pinckneyville.
Well, Wagner is very fortunate that the officials gave him the timeout because the ball was a little bit loose on the floor. Usually you don't get the timeout unless you have control.
It's a 60-second timeout. We'll pause as well. You're listening to Lions basketball on Newsradio WJPF. Wow. Adam, how are we on spots, buddy? Okay. Hey, everybody on Facebook, or excuse me, on YouTube, thank you for watching. Can you give me a line feed, Adam? Can't hear. Back in Carterville. 1:57 on the clock. Pinckneyville with the basketball, the 5-point lead. Coach Robert Wagner just called a timeout and play back underway as we have a foul on the Carterville Lions.
Well, the Lions have one more foul to give before they put Pinckneyville in the one-on-one situation. What the Lions need to try to do is steal this inbounds pass, and as soon as that doesn't happen, foul.
Foul is called on Beasley. So Pinckneyville gets the ball in. The foul on Justin Johnson on Hoagland. That's going to be 7, so that's going to put Hoagland on the line to shoot the 1-and-1. That's the first foul on Justin Johnson. So we'll see how Pinckneyville shoots free throws the rest of the way.
Well, before the fourth quarter, Pinckneyville was 11 for 12. They missed the first 2 in this fourth quarter, so this will be their third one. If they miss this one, the Lions will have an opportunity.
This is Clayton Hoagland at the line. He twisted his ankle just at the beginning of the third, but he hits the first free throw. He's played well on a bum ankle. Got to give the kid credit, man. He's tough.
Oh, yeah. All those Pinckneyville kids are tough when it comes to basketball.
That's exactly right. Play through the pain. Second one by Hoagland is good. He buries both, so he's got 14 in the game. Now it's a 7-point lead for the Panthers. Carterville into the front court. Beasley works around, and there's a foul on Sam Simpson. That's his third. And that's the 9th team foul on the Panthers. So Beasley, that helps. Get the free throws without the clock running. That could be huge.
But the Lions are 2 for 5 in this fourth quarter from the free throw line. That's one of the reasons why the Lions are still down.
First one by Beasley is good. He's got 7 points in the game. Pulls the Lions within 6 points. A minute 30 showing on the clock.
Right now that's the difference in the ball game's free throw.
Yeah. Beasley second, rolls around off the front of the iron, no good. Mole controls. Here come the Panthers into the front court. Mole, he pulls it up, and they're going to work it around the top. That's Brand with the basketball. Double team trying to get that set for the Lions. Mole toward the right wing, looks for some help. Double team there by the Lions. Are they going to get it? They work it into Simpson. Now to Hoagland, back on the left corner. Toward mid-court as the foul from behind is on Justin Johnson. That's the second on JJ. That is the 8th team foul now on the Carterville Lions. And Hoagland is going to be at the line shooting the 1-and-1.
I think when Mo got trapped over there, he shuffled his feet, and I think the officials missed that.
I agree. We have a timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout taken by Coach David Brown of the Carterville Lions. We'll pause as well. It's 48-42 Pinckneyville. You're listening to Lions basketball on Newsradio WJPF. $60 seconds. 60, please.
Belleville Altoff beat Marion 77-50.
Wow. You said Altoff?
Yeah.
Marion is just up and down this year. Just up and no consistency. Back in Carterville, it's Dave McKenzie along with my partner Jim Sislagi. Thank you for hanging out with us on a Friday night. Got a barn burner going on here. It's a 6-point lead for the Pinckneyville Panthers, 1:15 on the clock. And Clayton Hoagland is going to be at the line shooting the 1-and-1 for the Pinckneyville Panthers. It's been a whale of a ball game, though. Got to give credit. Physical, man, tough ball game. Hoagland hits the first. He has 15 now in the game. Previous game he had 22. So a chance to put the Panthers up 8. Second one is good by Hoagland. 16 now for him in the game. So Carterville down 8, just over a minute left here in this river-to-river conference game. Now they got to hurry to Beasley. Throws it to Blake Jackson, who wasn't looking, but he gathers it in. Guarded by J.C. Mole. Jackson to over on the right wing. Gets a lane. Swings it over, throws it away. Huge turnover on the Carterville Lions.
Dave, actually, even though that's a huge turnover, that's only the second turnover in the second half for the Lions, the first in the fourth quarter.
I was just going to say moments ago that, man, there haven't been a lot of turnovers in the second half. Pinckneyville breaks the press into the front court. That's J.C. Mole. And Blake Jackson turns an ankle. He's hurt here for the Lions, but he gets up, shakes it off, and we have a foul out front on Justin Johnson. He's got 3 here in the last 2 minutes, and that's on Hoagland. Hoagland's going to go to the line. Blake Jackson trying to shake off turned ankle. He stays in the game. So Hoagland's at the line, shooting the 1-and-1 for the Panthers. It's good.
Hoagland has hit 6 in a row. He's not the one you need to put on the line.
No. And you can foul anybody else on the floor.
That's it.
You don't have to foul the ball with the guy with the ball. Second one by Hoagland is good. I'd foul J.C. Mole.
Well, Mole's hit. He's the one that missed the 2 free throws to start the fourth quarter.
Exactly. Carterville ball, 40 seconds now. Austin Swalls fires from 3. That's good for Austin Swalls. 9 points in the game for Swalls. 33 seconds, 52-45, 7-point lead. Don't foul Hoagland, and they just go right back to him and do it again on Justin Johnson. I know that's what they're being told, but Justin Johnson, that's his 4th.
You should have fouled Mole coming down the floor, not Hoagland.
I agree. Timeout called by Coach David Brown, and it's a 30-second timeout. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Artworks in Carterville, specializing in custom graphics and apparel. Visit them today for your Carterville spirit wear on West Plaza Drive, now offering in-house embroidery, proudly supporting the hometown Lions.
Well, there was a final score. Belleville Altoff 77. Marion Wildcats 50. Final.
Harrisburg over Heron after 3, 56-41. Here, it's 52-45, 7-point lead for the Pinckneyville Panthers. 29 seconds on the clock, and it's going to be Clayton Hoagland at the line shooting the 1 and the bonus.
It'll be the double bonus. He'll have
double
2
bonus,
now.
yes.
He's got 2 now.
Yeah, forgot to mark my 10th. 10 fouls on the lines here in the second half. Hoagland at the stripe. First one is good.
He's automatic.
7 in a row now for Clayton Hoagland at the line. 53-45, the 8-point lead. The second is good. So he's got 20. Mr. Consistency had 22 in the first game back in January. Beasley between the circles. They need to put shot up. It's Austin Swalls, left wing, step back in the jumper. It's blocked, and a foul on the Pinckneyville player. That is on Kyle Luke. That's his 4th. Now that's the 10th foul on Pinckneyville, so the double bonus applies to both teams. Austin Swalls is going to be at the line shooting 3. Hits the first. 10 now for Austin. He only had 8 in the previous matchup at Pinckneyville, which was a 58-35 loss. This game much closer. It's an 8-point lead. 18.2 seconds remaining in this game. Second by Swalls, off the front of the iron, no good.
The Lions have not shot free throws very well in this fourth quarter.
So Swalls, since he was shooting for 3 and fouled out there, gets the 3rd free throw, and that's good. 2 for 3 for Austin. Now it's a 7-point lead. Pinckneyville in the backcourt, and they work it over on the far side. Then again, the foul is on Austin Swalls.
Dave, I don't understand why you had Brand bringing the ball up the floor. Why not foul him? And the Lions foul Hoagland again.
You know, there's just some questions that go unanswered. Jimmy, here's a life lesson. There's just some questions that God has not provided an answer. And so Hoagland's at the line, shooting 2.
Well, he's hit
4, 6, 8, 10 in a row.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, something like that. Brand was bringing the ball up the floor. The Lions should have fouled him in. Wow, he missed.
Wow, he missed. Carterville has it's 55-47, under 10 seconds. Swalls fires from 3. Big rebound. Taylor Howell put back no good. Pinckneyville grabs it, and that's how we're going to end. That's a good hard-fought game and a hard-fought win for the Panthers. 55-47 over your Carterville Lions. And Pinckneyville, the undisputed champion of the River to River so far. I don't know who they play tomorrow night. I didn't look, but they are the River to River Conference champs. We are going to be back with your post-game show. Thank you for listening to Lions Basketball on Newsradio WJPF. Go 90 here, buddy. 90 here. Ninety seconds. Back in Pinckneyville on a Friday night where the Pinckneyville Panthers have just defeated your Carterville Lions 55-47. Probably one of the most physical games we've seen all season long, but Pinckneyville, they come out and they get the 8-point win.
Yeah, and, they did it several different ways. They worked the ball around. They got a lot of easy buckets on the inside. They hit their free throws when they needed to hit them down the stretch. And, it was a good ball game. The Lions fought hard, physical game. You got to realize that Swalls and Beasley and Jackson was all on the bench early in that first half, and the Lions just was not able to claw their way back and get a victory.
So when you look at the scoring now for the Pinckneyville Panthers, it was Clayton Hoagland who in the third quarter he winds up spraining that ankle early, came to the bench for a few minutes, but he came back out, hobbled around, was able to get the points. He winds up going to the line, hit 10 free throws in a row at one point. He winds up with 21 in the game. Grant Jossel had 10 for the Panthers. It was Sam Simpson that dumped in 8, and then you had Hayden Carter that had a pair, Kyle Luke that had 4, Jackson Brand had 3, and J.C. Mole with 1 3-pointer, and Cale Jossel wind up with 2 as Pinckneyville put 55 points on the board. If you look at the Carterville scoring this evening, not a lot, no huge scores. It was Austin Swalls that winds up with 11. He leads the Lions. Taylor Heil, what a hard-fought game for Taylor Heil. Great defensive stands. He had 8 points in the game. You also had Brennan Beasley that winds up with 7. Blake Jackson that winds up with 5. Jacob Eklund gets a pair, gets a bucket, and Luke Ford winds up with a free throw in the game. That accounts for the 47 points by the Carterville Lions. It's 55-47, Pinckneyville on top of Carterville.
Well, team stats-wise, Dave, you're going to be able to hear a lot, and it's going to determine why the Lions lost this ball game, 55-47. From the floor, the Lions were 14 for 35 from the floor. 5 for 17 from three-point land. Pinckneyville, 16 for 33 from the floor, 3 for 11 from three-point land. So three-pointers pretty close to the same, but field goal-wise, Pinckneyville's almost shot, well, they shot just under 50% for the ball game, where the Lions were 14 for 35. Okay, here's the big one, free throws. The Lions were 14 for 23 from the free throw line. Pinckneyville, 20 for 24 from the free throw line, so they had 6 more points from the free throw line than the Lions did. Turnovers, the Lions had 9. Pinckneyville had 7. Rebounds, Lions out-rebounded them 15-9 for the ball game.
Man, we talk about it. I'm stuttering about it, apparently. But That Hoagland, man, he can hit a free throw. Even on a bad ankle, you can stand there and shoot free throws all day long. And he did that. He hit 10 in a row. He's the one that put this game away for the Lions. You know, there are some times when a game just comes down to you have to foul. You have to foul in order to get the ball back. And that's the situation that Carterville was looking at tonight. And but you have to find the right guy to foul. And Carterville did not do that tonight because Hoagland, he can hit a free throw, and he did, and he's the one that wound up putting this game away for the Pinckneyville Panthers here this evening. Got to give him credit. You get fouled, you got to go make them, and he did.
Yeah, you got to make them, and then, you got to figure when you're fouling the guy and he's still going to the line and hitting them, guess what? You got to foul somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the Bank of Carbondale's Carterville Banking Center. The Bank of Carbondale now has an online mortgage center so you can check rates or apply for a mortgage anytime. For more information on the Bank of Carbondale's online mortgage center, go online. Visit their website, tboc.com. That's for the Bank of Carbondale, tboc.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. All loans are subject to credit approval. Waiting on head coach David Brown to join us here in the broadcast booth. It was a 55-47 win by the Pinckneyville Panthers over your Carterville Lions. We'll be back. We'll continue on the postgame show coming up on Newsradio WJPF. Let's go 90, please. Outstanding. So what do we have left then? Does that leave 60 or are we done? Outstanding. Back in Carterville on a Friday night. My name is Dave McKenzie along with my partner Jim Sislagi, where the Pinckneyville Panthers have defeated the Carterville Lions 55-47. Still awaiting Coach Brown to come to the booth so that we can chat with him. Coach, Jim, this was a coach. I'll call you Coach.
Well, I used
You've
to
been
be a
called
coach.
I know.
Yes, I have.
This was a game that I know that Coach Brown really wanted to win. I mean, he was just, and I know that this is a hard loss for him, and that's probably what he's doing now, talking to the team, and I just don't know what you say. The guys played hard.
They played a hard ball game, yes, and there's just a couple of things, that led to the victory for Pinckneyville. I mean, one of them is the free throw line. They outscored the Lions by 6 at the free throw line. The Lions didn't shoot free throws real well. If the Lions shoot free throws as well as they did against Massac, they're right. They're within 1 point of this ball game. That changes the whole complexion of this game. So, and one other thing, they shot the ball so poorly in the first half. 3 for 14 in the first. Only 14 shots. They averaged 14 shots a quarter. They had 14 in the first half.
Yeah.
So, those are two things that's hard to overcome. And Pinckneyville's very fortunate because they didn't expand their lead when they had the opportunity with Swalls and everybody sitting on the bench. They 9-point lead. And then the Lions come out to start the second half. They were like a ball of fire. I mean, they hit 3 threes. Taylor Heil had 2 big monster. Had a couple of huge blocks. That place was going crazy, and the Lions fed off of that a little bit, and then they got a little bit in the area of, they shot 4, 5 threes out of 6 shots. Didn't hit any, and that's when Pinckneyville was able to go back up to that 8-point lead, because what Pinckneyville did, they took the ball down inside. They were trying to get the easy bucket.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened. To me, that was the difference in the free throws. That little
absolutely.
stretch.
Absolutely. And then you had Clayton Hoagland that winds up hitting 10 free throws in a row. And I'm going to ask Coach, if he comes up this evening, why not foul somebody else? Why not foul Mole? He didn't handle the pressure. He had a chance to hit 2 free throws before the Pinckneyville went on that run of free throws with Hoagland. That the crowd got to him, rimmed him off the front of the rim.
He's a sophomore, too.
He's a sophomore. He's a youngster. And that's, to me, that you don't foul Hoagland because he can hit him.
Got a score update. Harrisburg over Heron, 78-63.
Of course, the Heron Tigers are going to be here tomorrow night. It's senior night here at Carterville. It's hard to believe that it's the final game of the 2015-16 campaign. And, Carterville going to come in with their 18-10 record to take on the rivalry against the Heron Tigers. And nice to know. Carterville beat Harrisburg on Tuesday night, and then Harrisburg comes back and beats Heron tonight, or is beating them. And But tomorrow night, 7:30 is the pregame. 7:45 is the scheduled tip-off time. And we will have all the action on Newsradio WJPF, 1340 AM. We'll have it on jpf.com, and we will have it on the YouTube channel as well tomorrow night. So hope you tune in. And I'll send out the link for the game. I made a mistake earlier when I was setting up the camera.
No.
Hit the wrong button.
No
Second
way,
time
Dave.
I've done that. And I had to change the link. I tweeted it out earlier in the day. I hit the wrong button. I had to change the link. And so if you had tried one link on YouTube to watch the game and it didn't work, that's why I sent out the second. So tomorrow night, try not to do that. I got my big fat thumbs getting away.
Hey, do you take sugar in your coffee?
I do.
Do you? Well, you probably didn't put any sugar in your coffee. You forgot. That's why you hit the wrong link.
Could be. That could be. Yeah. So we are still waiting on head coach David Brown to come out of the locker room. We'll give him just a couple more minutes, and if he doesn't come out,
here he comes.
Yeah. And it's the slow walk.
Yes, it is.
It's the slow walk. So he's on his way up here. We just want to say thank you to all of our sponsors for sponsoring Carterville Lions sports this year. We want to say thank you to the Bank of Carbondale, also to Artworks in Carterville, Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville, the Ike Family Dealerships, Ike Honda, Ike Volkswagen, and the city of Carterville. Thanks for all your sponsorship this season as we are dwindling down, just one game left in the regular season. I guess we can talk about the regionals. It's going to be Wednesday night. You and I are going to be traveling to the Northeast, to McLeansboro, as Carterville plays the first game of the regionals. They're going to take on a Flora team in the first round.
Yeah, and that'll be a very interesting matchup because it's one of the few times we get to play somebody that we haven't really seen play. And that's what I really like. I mean, it's great to play Pinckneyville twice and Nashville twice, but I kind of wish you just play. If you got 30 games, you play 30 different teams. That's kind of what I wish we would do, but that's not the way they set things up. That's why you have a conference instead of all independent teams.
Let's one other final we need to get to. Centralia over Mount Vernon tonight, 53-51. Heron over Harrisburg over Heron, 78-63. That's a final now. Here we had the Pinckneyville Panthers, 55-47 over the Carterville Lions. Head coach David Brown joins us. Don't know that we have played a more physical, hard-fought game this year.
Effort-wise, guys, that's what it's got to be. That was, they gave their heart and soul out there. I'm proud. I'm proud on how hard they played.
Got in foul trouble early, had 3 on the bench, 3 of your starters on the bench with 2 fouls for a big part of the second quarter. Didn't really hurt the Lions as bad as it should have hurt them, as you were only down 8 points at the half.
Hey, I was proud of those guys that came in. I told the guys in the locker room afterwards that we're right there in the mix, and we had 3 starters sit out most of the game. And not just any 3 starters. You had 2 of your top scorers out most of the game. And those other guys came in passionate and were all over the place and playing hard. And there were some younger guys really stepped up that I was really proud of.
Well, Coach, you kind of set the tone for that all season long because you played so many players throughout the season. You set that tone. So if you were in that situation, you had these guys to come in and pick up that big part.
Yeah, that's true. Well, credit to the boys. We got a lot of kids that can play basketball, and we are definitely blessed with that. And when they come in and play hard, and they were in some different situations. I mean, we had, like we said, we've been working with Taylor and Luke, and they got in there and battled together. And Colt Wilkie played harder than I think he's played all year.
He fought so hard. His defense tonight, that's the best we've seen out of him all year. He was just unbelievable.
And Jacob Eklund, too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking – I told him before the game I want to know what bubble gum he's chewing, what flavor it is. And Eklund did that.
Bubble gum.
Oh, yeah, I think he did. He may have been a Juicy Fruit guy. I don't know. But
tried it?
Right. And Gavin Zimbro, I told him in the locker room I never have to ask him to play hard. I never have to ask him effort-wise. He's a great kid, and he leaves it all out there. It was a hard-fought game.
Coach, the one thing that we wanted to ask, at the end of the game where you get into a situation where it's free throw lines, you know you have to foul. The question that Jim and I have, why foul Hoagland? He hit 10 in a row. I mean, you can foul any one of those guys, but why Hoagland?
Well, told the boys to foul. We let them get it in and dribble up and give it to Hoagland. That's why. They didn't foul right off the bat like they were supposed to, and I don't know what the miscommunication is there. We told them deny the ball and foul, and
yeah,
we did. I was even yelling foul. I mean, I'm screaming foul him. Told them, we need to foul 15. We don't need to foul Hoagland. We got to quit putting him on the line, and that's, credit to them. That's who they kept getting the ball to,
Yeah, Jim and I were talking about fouling J.C. Mole,
right.
Because he came down here and the crowd got loud, and he just chunked those two free throws.
The first 2 in the fourth quarter.
And,
right. And, I mean, that's who they got it to, and that's who's fouling.
It is what it is. But
right.
We just got to be focused a little bit better in that, because there's no other way to put it. We said foul and we didn't. So
right, Coach. Let's look at the first half a little bit. Even though you had Austin Swalls and Beasley and Jackson all sitting on the bench, it was you shoot 3 for 14 in the first half, 0 for 6 in the second quarter when all those guys were sitting down 1 for 5. You were still only down 9 points, 21-12. When you headed into the locker room, what did you tell your guys at halftime?
I said, boys, I said it could have been a little closer. I thought we kind of rushed a couple things, and it could have been maybe a 5-point game.
Yeah.
I said, but I was proud with that part. Now it's time to put the starters back in, and it's time to go to work for another half. And what we got to do is we got to get it to 5. By the fourth, we got to get it to 5. We got it to 4. I mean, that's what it ended up going into the fourth. And I tell you what, we did some things really, really well. We got a little out of control a couple times, but when we push the ball and we're playing defense, and it's fun. It's fun to watch these boys play.
And then you shift gears. We start the second half. Taylor Heil comes out and just gives the Lions an unbelievable lift. He gets a couple big rebounds to start the third quarter. He has a couple of huge blocks. You hit down 3 threes. You start the quarter at 4 for 5 from the floor, and the next thing you know, you're not down 9, you're up 2.
Right. And hey, they were patient. They screened well. I thought, for a tough fought game, I thought the refs actually they did a pretty good job.
Physical game.
Yeah, it was. We got a little cold there for a second, and that's what hurt us.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting ready to bring up. Then, as the game got tight and you were up those 2 points, you come down and you had 6 possessions and you settled for 5 threes out of those 6 possessions, and you scored on your 1 possession inside the arc. But those 5 threes on the outside, that allowed Pinckneyville to jump back up to that 8-point lead.
Right, and we were looking to get it inside. We were calling to get it inside. But they were guarding Taylor pretty well, and even when Taylor caught it, man, they were
crashing.
They were hitting him every time.
Yeah.
Every time he got the ball. I mean, and that's what they do, and that's the way it went. But and we missed some threes, but we shot some threes to get back in it too.
Yeah, that's right.
What were the free throws in the first half?
Well,
that's another big stat.
The first half, you were 5 for 9. For the ball game, you were 14 for 23.
See, I think in the first half, 5 for 9. We missed some free throws early and gave them a little bit of boost where I think we could have really jumped out a little bit if we knocked those free throws down and shoot a little better. Because, like I always say to you guys, if we can rebound and shoot free throws, play defense, we'll be right there.
Well, they shot 20. They were 20 for 24 from the free throw line. And at one point in the ball game, they were 11 for 12 before they ever missed again.
Right, and that's what gave them that lead too.
Yeah,
and that's what it gave them that lead,
and allowed them to hold the lead.
Mm-hmm. And we knocked down those free throws. It's a different ball game.
Oh yeah, if you shoot like they did from the free throw line, the ball game you're within 1 possession of either a 1-point lead for them or a 2-point where you could have an opportunity to hit a 3, win the ball game, or hit a 2 and win the ball game. But you know what? The Lions played hard. You have to like the way the Lions are playing right now, going into the last game of the season tomorrow night against Heron, and getting ready to go into the regional next week on Wednesday.
I told the boys, I said, coming into this game, we had nothing to lose. They had everything to lose, right?
Yeah.
So we came out, we played as hard as we can, and I told them we play like that for 4 quarters. We play like that the rest of our stretch. Something good's going to happen. We're going to do something special. Like I said, when I walked in there, I said, basketball-wise, boys, I'm proud of what you gave. I really, really am. There's, a couple other things that we definitely need to focus and listen and do better, and that's been kind of our MO throughout the year. When we listen, we're a lot better team.
Tomorrow night, the last game of the regular season. It's going to be an emotional night here. Heron Tigers come in. That's part of the emotion. The other is it's senior night. You got a bunch of seniors on this team. Just quickly, what's your thoughts heading into tomorrow night's game?
Well, this has been the most fun year of my career. I've had a lot of fun, even the ups and the downs, and the stuff behind the scenes. I told the boys in the locker room, I'll fight for you, and I'll fight with you. When I say with you, I mean out there on the floor, and we're all a team. We play together, and I think this group of seniors has been really fun. For the most part, we've had a great time, and I think there's some kids that are going to go on and do some really special things in life, and that's awesome. I'm going to get some phone calls down the road and say, Coach, I'm doing this, Coach, I'm doing that, and those are the best calls.
Absolutely. 55-47 was the final here. Pinckneyville on top of the Carterville Lions. And tomorrow night, the Heron Tigers will be here. It'll be senior night. Come on out. We'd like to pack the house. It's going to be a big crowd anyway. But come on by and check it out. Let's send off these seniors in the right way tomorrow night, and we hope that you come and do that. Pre-game will start here on WJPF at 7:30. Tip-off is set for 7:45. We'll see you tomorrow night, Coach.
Hey, we'll see you.
Great job, Coach.
Hey, thank you.
55-47, that's the final. We want to say thank you for listening tonight on 1340 AM on WJPF.com, and everybody that tuned in on YouTube. We'll have the video feed up tomorrow night as well. We will come to you at 7:30 with the pregame show. For our producer engineer, Adam Schmilling, back at the station. Brother, you did a great job. For my partner, Jim Sislagi, I'm Dave McKenzie. We will see you tomorrow evening here on News Radio WJPF. Good night.